Hello there, this is Carlo. Welcome to another very quick Maya tutorial, and I'm just going to be showing you guys how to set up a scene in Maya using indirect lighting. So as you can see, I've got an indirect lighting set here, and I've got my character within my scene. So I'm just going to sort of toggle this. That's cool. Right, so basically I've placed my character in my scene, who has a little bit of animation to him, as you can see, saying hello, like that. And basically all I did for this is just used an environment map for my scene. So what I'm going to do is I need to create some lighting for this, so because this all looks really sort of crap against him. You could sort of I suppose do it in After Effects, but I just feel like, you know, it could be done a lot better within Maya. So let's go. Now obviously this is not a high resolution picture in this scene. It's quite a low quality picture, so always remember, guys, you know, the higher the quality of the picture, or the higher quality of the image, the better the environment map's going to be. So let me just turn that on, and I've got my light in here. What I can do is let me rotate this guy around so you can see him a bit better. By selecting use all the 7 lights, it's obviously giving me a really nice light effect anyway. So let me just sort of swing him around like so. Sort of swing him down here like that, and let's just bring his arm around so he don't look too much like a moron. So okay, so that's a bit better. So I've got all my lights set up here, or you can come up to create lights. You can create a point light, area light, and that's what I want to do. I want to try and create an area light for this scene. And I'm just going to go to this light here. I'm just going to go to create. Right, so this is my dome. Create light. And when I go to click the directional light, I'm going to switch like so. Now the directional light is obviously giving me light because I'm in an environment map. The lighting will always look really good because the environment is working with the character. So if I sort of try and, you know, the reflection of the light, the sun up here, he's going to beam down and sort of hit my character and give him a nice sort of tone, which is going to work quite well for the scene. So it's quite a sort of easy sort of thing to do. So I'm going to select my 4 points. I'm going to zoom in here, and as you can see here, I've got my lights. With my light, I can sort of turn around, and as you can see, if you look here, the way the light is set up, I could sort of give it sort of a dark sort of tone, like it's sort of clouds are going in, or I could sort of rotate like that to give them more sort of a sun look. And if we look here, you can sort of see where the light's sort of going. The light always sort of gets it right to start off with when you're using an environment map. But obviously this is just a quick tip on how to sort of get the lighting really nice sort of for your character and just make it look good. And not just that, if I slip back on here, it sort of gives the area, like I say, I mean, this is not really the highest quality backdrop that I found. Like I could have found one hell of a lot better than that, but you can sort of get a rough idea of how you would do your lighting for your character, because obviously I want, you know, the focus is on the character, not the set. So I don't want to put too much light in the set, so let me just switch back to this view here, and I'm just going to create a ambient light like so, and this is my ambient light, and I'm just going to sort of move my light. Now look at him now, he looks really sort of messed up, so I'll bring the lighting up here, and I'm just going to bring it over here about there, and sort of going to bring it maybe a bit higher up. This is the dome. There is a tutorial online on how I did this, how to set up indirect lighting. Now I'm going to rotate this like so, and as you can see it gets sunnier, so what I want to do is try and sort of come this way, and look, it's affecting, as you can see, it's affecting my background as well, because the background looks a lot better already. So let's work with this light here. Zoom back into my character here. Just going to drag this and bring it up here, and it's a case of just work with it, guys. Do you know what I mean? Just, you know, I always say, you know, it's best to sort of, you know, play around with your lighting, you know, experiment with your lighting, you know, to sort of try and get a really good, you see the sun there, so that's telling me, as you can see, the light's coming from this direction. So what I'm going to do is I want to raise that light just a bit, yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the light sort of about there, so it hits him there, and I'm going to slowly pull back the light and rotate it sort of that way. Let's go back to this thing here. So all of a sudden that's looking a hell of a lot better, but we got a lot more work to do on this light setup. So let's go back, and we're going to go to create lights, and we're going to create an area light. So that here, I'm just going to get my span tool here, and I'm going to point my light sort of about there, rotate it that way to about there, because I want it to make it look like it's a sunny day as well. About there. So this one, bring that down to about here. This is the guy here, and maybe bring it to about there. So that's not looking too bad, as you can see. So when you sort of render that out, you're going to get quite a nice bit of lighting here. Now when you obviously render in mental rates totally to when you render in Maya 2.0, so always remember that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this one, and then I'm going to re-render it, and as you can see, hell of a difference. We've got shadows here. We may need to sort of bring him down so he looks a little bit darker, which we will do in a sec. So look, you know, we've got sunlight beaming against this building. It looks a hell of a lot better than this bit here. So basically it's a case of just playing around with your lighting. So let's set that, bring that up here, and I'm just going to, if we go back to this, I'll show you something. I'll select my whole character. And now the reason why this is because it's too close, but I'll fix that in post-production anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's bring him here. And about there. About there, okay. Now, select him. That's fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, and let's get a volume light in there. As you can see, we get a little bit darker as we get closer to him. Excuse me. And it's a case of just playing around with the lighting so we can get some good shadows on the side of his face as well, which is what I want. Right, so that's cool. So let's blow that back up again. As you can see, we've got a bit of shadow on the side of his face as well, which makes him look a lot better. Put him back into the scene. And then what I would do is I will send this over to Nuke and do my colour grading in Nuke. So that's basically it, guys. That's basically how you would do it. I mean, there's a decent bit of sunlight on there. Let's just re-render that out again, guys, so you can see what I'm talking about. There's a nice bit of sort of sunlight there. Not too worried about shadows at the moment. Shadows will come later on. But this guy here, I would colour grade in Nuke once I've actually finished my lighting, so on and so on. So I hope you found this interesting, guys. Thanks for listening. Please give this a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Ciao, ciao.